Elias Vance, when he walked into that busy Boston hospital, utterly alone, will fundamentally change the way you see the people around you and the hidden battles they are fighting. This is a powerful, true-to-the-heart story about a medical emergency, yes, but more importantly, it's about the extraordinary moment one sharp-eyed doctor realized her job wasn't just about fixing a failing organ, but about rebuilding a broken spirit, a kind of saving he never knew he needed. If this story touches you, do us a favor and smash that like button and subscribe, because every week we bring you real-life moments that prove human connection is the greatest medicine of all. Elias Vance, a man who had perfected the art of solitude over 2 decades, gripped the steering wheel of his old sedan, sweat slicking his palm as he pulled into the emergency bay of Massachusetts General. At 64, he was a retired mechanical engineer, a widower, and, by his own silent admission, completely unmoored. The chest pain that had been a dull nuisance for months had escalated into a terrifying, crushing weight that morning. He knew what it was, he'd seen the symptoms in countless television ads. He parked, locked the car, and walked into the sterile, buzzing chaos of the emergency room, utterly alone. When the triage nurse handed him the clipboard and asked for an emergency contact, he scrawled the letters, "Not applicable," on the line, feeling a bleak satisfaction that no one would be roused from their routine for him. He was a unit of one, prepared to face this final, clinical challenge without a witness. The diagnosis came swiftly and brutally, critical blockages requiring immediate triple bypass surgery. When Dr. Elena Rodriguez, the lead cardiothoracic surgeon, reviewed his chart, she saw a picture of high-functioning medical compliance coupled with profound human detachment. His heart, his literal physical heart, was a disaster, but she noticed the small, telling details, the "not applicable" on the contact form, the complete lack of any previous primary care physician visits in 5 years, the brief, emotionless answers he gave the residents. When she finally met him, Elias, a man with a stern, intelligent face carved deep with loneliness, spoke only in engineering terms, asking about metrics, success rates, and material costs. He treated his body like a machine needing a critical repair, entirely bypassing the human fear or anxiety one might expect. "Just fix the plumbing, doctor," he instructed, his voice flat. Dr. Rodriguez, known for her sharp mind and even sharper intuition, paused, looking past the surgical mask. "We'll fix the plumbing, Mr. Vance," she replied, her voice gentle yet firm, "but a heart is more than a pump. It's a muscle that needs exercise, and not just on the treadmill." The surgery itself was a textbook success. Dr. Rodriguez performed the delicate, hours-long procedure with flawless precision, replacing the narrowed, failing vessels. Elias survived the operation and, predictably, navigated the critical care unit with the same stoic independence. He was the ideal patient, quiet, compliant, and demanding nothing. But as his discharge date approached, Dr. Rodriguez felt a deep, professional unease. She had saved his life, but she knew, with a certainty that went beyond medicine, that the isolation was the real disease that would kill him if he returned to his empty house. That house, the one he described as sufficient, wasn't sufficient at all. She felt a responsibility that extended past the sterile boundaries of the operating theater. She saw her mission not as a technical fix, but as a holistic rescue. The doctor started digging, not in the medical records, but in his initial intake paperwork, finding an obscure, nearly erased note where he listed his occupation. Retired engineer. Used to build intricate things. She pulled a social worker, Maria, into the loop, explaining her unusual concern. Maria found the connection. Before his wife passed away, Elias had been intensely involved in an elaborate, detailed model train club in a nearby town, a hobby he had abandoned completely after her death. The doctor's unexpected saving wasn't going to be a prescription, but a carefully engineered encounter. Using their internal community network, a resource typically used for housing or financial aid, Dr. Rodriguez and Maria found Robert, a kind, retired history professor and a member of that very same model train club, whom Dr. Rodriguez had treated for a minor procedure 6 months prior. On the day Elias was scheduled for discharge, he sat stiffly in his hospital gown, waiting for a cab he had pre-booked, expecting nothing more than the final signature on his papers. Instead, Dr. Rodriguez entered the room not with a pen, but with Robert, the professor. Robert held out a small, intricately hand-painted train car, a miniature replica of a historic Santa Fe locomotive, and smiled warmly. "Mr. Vance," Robert began, "Dr. Rodriguez mentioned you might be looking for a new platform to run your old stock. I hear the Union Pacific section of our club layout could use a master engineer like you. This is just a small welcome gift from the Central Rail Historical Society. We meet this Thursday." Elias, who hadn't shed a tear since the day his wife died, felt a lump in his throat. It was a gesture that had absolutely nothing to do with medicine, but everything to do with healing. The doctor hadn't just fixed his heart's mechanics, she had noticed the silent part of him that was dying, the part that needed community, purpose, and the shared joy of intricate creation. The greatest medical intervention he received wasn't the bypass surgery, it was the bypass around his loneliness. He finally understood her pre-op warning: a heart is more than a muscle. It is the center of a life, and it needs a reason to keep beating. Elias walked out of that hospital that day, not alone, but with a new mission and a connection to a community he thought he had lost forever. He went straight home, retrieved his dusty boxes of model trains, and called Robert. His recovery wasn't measured in lab values or scar healing, but in the hours he spent at the club, sharing diagrams, swapping stories, and laughing, a sound the doctor had only heard rumors of. The inspiring message here is that true health is found at the intersection of body and spirit. Never underestimate the power of seeing someone truly, beyond their diagnosis. If you've ever felt alone in a crowd, or if you